All right, you guys. Happy 2019. Who's excited? I can see all your faces. So excited for 2019, you guys. We've had some massive growth in the last year. We have some heavy hitters on this line. We have some people that have had like the most amazing year, like coming back into business. And I'm so excited because we have four different speakers tonight. Three different speakers tonight, mom brain, who are going to share their transition from the mindset of 2017, what it took to get them to the next level inside of 2018, and where their business is at. So I'm not going to take too much time because we have some exciting things towards the end of the call too. So make sure you stay on through the end of the call. Don't just jump off because you got something to do. You and your team moving forward are going to want to hear these massive results that we have going on inside of our team. So I'm going to pass it over to somebody who's just been like on it. 2018 was like their year, and it was really cool to watch this person rise and grow. So I'm going to pass it over to Jerry Cooper. He's going to go over his mental transformation and how it's gotten his business to the way it is right now. So Jerry, you there?
Yo, y'all can hear me?
Yep. Go ahead.
All right, what up? Sorry, right now I'm at the gym, so if it's loud or whatever. But all right. So 2017. I was actually just talking to a minute about this, so that's funny that you guys hit me up and told me to speak about this. But it was a weird year because it was a year I was like, okay, I really need to figure this thing out because the first previous 3 years, I was just doing Herbalife, having fun, making money, whatever, like, having vision, trying to create what I thought, what I wanted. But I wasn't exactly sure about I'm not going to say sure, but I wasn't exactly getting it on how to create it. You know what I'm saying? I knew you had to show up to events. I knew you had to, you know, read personal development. I knew you had to talk to people, all that, intangible stuff. But it was like, all right, there's a little switch that happens when you finally get it. So in 2017, with my sponsor not being in the business, with me building relationships with other people, with me reaching out to people, it was really just a learning year for me as far as like trying to establish myself as an independent member, trying to establish myself as a future presidency member, trying to establish myself as somebody that people can lean on, somebody that I was, as a leader, somebody that can, show up, right? So 2017 was all about learning. And I had to do a lot. I saw a lot. I qualified to go to Cancun in, what was that, early November, something like that. I qualified to go to that, and that was super cool for me, especially going into 2018 because it was like, I got to saw the bigger picture. I got to hang out with people that, I usually don't get to hang out with that I see online and stuff like that. Build relationships even further than I thought. And I was like, yo, like, this Herbalife stuff is for real. Like, not that I didn't know it was for real, but it was like, yo, I had to get a passport. You know what I'm saying? That was my first time going out the country. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was hanging out on the Mexican beach in Cancun, like riding ATVs in the jungle, getting sideways on their ass. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it was crazy. And I was just like, this is dope. And I realized I was like, yo, presidency members, they travel wherever they want to, whenever they want to. They get to go on a presidency vacation. They get to qualify for the future meal team retreats and everything like that. And I was just like, I need to be a part of these things. So with that, with all the learning that I did in 2017, I really just decided to go all in 2018. And I just decided to make no excuses. I decided to show up. I decided to be the person that I thought that I needed to be and who my team needed me to be, my future team that I didn't even have. Because I know you guys may see like, oh, I got some people on my team now or whatever, but it was like, them people wasn't there last year. You know what I'm saying? This time last year, them people wasn't there. It was only maybe a few. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, what did I do? And of course, it's not all about me. It was people, that I sponsored as well. But it was like, it all permeated from my thoughts and it all permeated from my actions. You know what I'm saying? So I decided to go all in. I gave no excuses. I realized that my next level required me to give no excuses. It required me to show up. It required me to be all in. And that's what I gave. I gave it all 120 all year. I showed up for every call. I showed up to every STS. I showed up to anybody that wanted me to do anything. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't make any excuses for why I couldn't be that person. I didn't give any excuses for why the universe wouldn't reward me for doing what I needed to do. You know what I'm saying? And of course, putting in major work, talking to people, talking about extravaganza, talking about what it's going to be like, talking about what it's going to be like in the next year, 2 years, 5 years. And really 2018 was the platform. So 2017 was me learning. 2018 was allowing me to build a platform for what we have now, and for 2019 to start going into these cut the tab team and beyond, right? So it does take a little bit of time. It is a process. And your journey may be different than somebody else's. Like I just told my team recently, it may have took me 5 years to start getting close to Get Team, but I had to go through that, so you guys don't have to go through that. So so it could be 2 years for you guys, 1 year for you guys, 6 months for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody has to go through it so that it carries the way for the people that come behind you. You know what I'm saying? And I was 100% okay with that because I realized that for me to be the president's team member that I want to be, sometimes it might take you to get cut. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it may take you to get beat down. Sometimes it may take you for your dream to strip you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it may take you, you got to get up 8 times after falling 7. You know what I'm saying? That's what it might require. But I always told myself, when you make it a president thing, it's going to be sweet. When you make it to the tab team, it's going to be sweet. When you get that first $5,000 check, it's going to be sweet. And all the times that you was like, yo, I don't got enough money for this. I don't know if I should pay for this again. Go ahead, bro. My bad. See, I'm holding up the gym equipment and whatnot. I'm talking on the phone. But I decided to tell myself, I'm like, at the end of the day, when I reach my goals, it's going to be sweet no matter what. And so that's what always kept me going. And now in 2019, I'm keeping applying pressure. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I got to keep applying pressure all this year, all 2020, all 21, all 2021. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was just a learning experience to going from learning to applying to now repeating that same process 10 times. You know what I'm saying? And that's really it. I mean, it ain't nothing secret. It's not nothing more that we need to know as distributors. It's just who do we need to become on the way to that pin that we're going. That was a bar, if y'all didn't know, right? So that's pretty much my saying for it. And I'm going to pass it back to Jen or Chuck, whoever wants to take it from me.
I got this. Awesome. So thank you, Jerry, for that. I'm going to recap what he said because he just gave you guys some nuggets. So if you're not taking notes right now is the time to pull out the pen and the paper so you can write some things down so we can move into 2019 powerfully. So he said 2017 was all about the learning year. So last year in 2018, if it was your learning year, do not feel bad about it because it's building you up to become who you need to step into. All right. That was another nugget he threw down. He said, show up as who your team needs you to be. So even if you don't have a team right now, you have to start showing up for those people for them to even be attracted into your life. Nugget. He said he was 100% all in, 100% responsibility, 0 excuses. I threw that part in there. But I know that's how he showed up. And I know another thing about Jerry was he always said yes and then figured it out later. Like with this phone call, he's like, well, I'm going to be at the gym. Well, it's like, okay, I said yes. I'm going to show up. I'm going to speak. And I have no excuses about it. Like, I'm going to figure it out. And so he's sitting on equipment for that somebody else could be using. However, he's here. He's showing up. So thank you, Jerry, for that. All right. So the next person we have coming up, I'm really excited to hear from this person because I was there when she started the business. And it was like, she was, I don't know if you've ever met a person like this, but like you meet a client and it's like 1000% Herbalife. Like forget everything else, brand me, put Herbalife 24 on everything, Herbalife nutrition on everything. This was that person. She was 100% in and her results started showing up when she decided to follow her nutrition program. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Miss Mari. She's going to drop some nuggets for us and take us through her transition in this past year. Go ahead, Mari.
All right, you guys. I had a feeling she was talking about me when she said I wanted everything branded because I was like that new kid on the block. Y'all gonna know that I do Herbalife. Like I even got talked to about it at work. They got mad that I had all my Herbalife shit on my desk. Like, talk about haters. But anyways, really quick, for the most part, everybody on here really knows me, but I've been in the business 5 years. Jerry and I came into the business probably around the same time. So I feel a lot of what he was saying. So for me, number one, key one, A1, let me just put it on here so you guys can see. Extravaganza. As I stated, I have been in the business. Last November would have made 5 years for me. And last year was my first year going to Extravaganza. We ain't gonna get into why I never went. That's neither here nor there. I done bought tickets to some more shit and had never gone. But that's in the past. And so to then I'd heard it, I'd seen it. I'm actually a product of someone coming back hyped off Extravaganza. Chelsea called me hyped off Extravaganza Vegas. I was like, bro, get off my phone with that. I'm not doing it. But needless to say, I saw what was needed as far as just really being in tune with my business, I guess. So for, like I said, number one was going to Extravaganza. It opened up. I don't even know. I still don't have words for it. And we in a whole nother year, you guys. I still don't have words for it. The whole, I've heard people crying. I didn't expect to take my happy ass in the circle and start crying, but it just came like over me like he was at church. But so Extravaganza for me was like A1, seeing all these people that don't speak English, people that don't know what I'm saying to them. We all sweating. We all here for the same cause, just to know that, I mean, literally internationally, everybody can eat off this business. The health and nutrition business, it's never going anywhere. As long as human beings walk in this earth, we have a job. Okay. So that Extravaganza again opened up so much for me. I took hella notes. Another thing that was different for me, and I can't speak for everybody, was I was one of those people who took notes. And it's not to say I didn't come home and not look at them, but I look at them and I'm like, okay, cool. And was like, yeah, okay, cool. I was, as you guys have been hearing, that temporarily inspired, literally for maybe that week. And if I was at a good, maybe 2 weeks. And it showed, like at the beginning of the month, every month I'll be like, cool, I'm rolling. Me and Chelsea, we have our call. She was like, all right, so 2,500. Yeah, I got you, Chelsea. And come the 15th, it's just like dead in the water. And it was because I see now in hindsight, I'm going hard for however long. And it, like you guys, like we've been saying, you plant the seeds. So however long I've been planting the seeds, that's how much fruit I'm going to get back. So I was only doing about 2 weeks of seed planting. So I'm only going to get about 2 weeks of ripe fruits, right? So I got about 2 more weeks of business left. And it's not that I didn't figure it out, but again, I was not in tune with my business. I was just a distributor. I wasn't an active distributor. So that was big for me. I did focus more so on personal development. Not to say that I hadn't. I was one of those people that would turn it on and would let whatever distraction come into play. And it's like by the end of the video, I'm like, wait, what happened? I don't even know what happened. So I made sure there was no distractions when it's personal development. Literally, it's gotten to the point where Yaya, if she hears my phone on, it's either a phone call or I'm watching TV. Yes. And she leaves me alone. So I focus on personal development, being more in tune and focused at STS. They say it all the time. Those of us that have been in the business for a while, we may want to get up and leave during the product section, or we heard this, or the HOM. I've made it a point for myself just to try to be more present in the moment, having my ass in that seat, taking notes, whatever the case may be. And to be very honest with y'all, again, after looking back through my notes, because that's something I've changed myself doing. I have taken more little ways to say something on products than I ever have. And I'm 5 years in the business. Like, you would think you would know everything. No, it's different ways to say something. It's a different way to approach people. So you take all these different notes. It's like, oh my gosh. So being more focused at STS for myself. I worked on myself. Those of you that follow me on social media know that that was one of my things I also completed, was a 90-day plan. I never completed one. So that was big for me. And in that 90 days, it was working out like ridiculously. And it showed. So my results also warranted me more clients. We don't have to keep repeating it. You work on yourself and you attract people. That was just that. It wasn't I was forcing nothing. I'm working out every day. You guys see me in the morning, shake dancing with Yaya. I have my shake, my tea, my tab, and I'm working out come the evening. It was like kind of like the norm, but at the end of the day, it also worked for me. And people followed me and they were able to see it's not a game. Madi's serious about the situation, and this Herbalife shit is real for her. I've had so many people that was like, Madi, you still doing Herbalife? Like, you really not playing? No, I'm not. And I'm not going anywhere. I've spent more time daily devoted to my business. Sometimes throughout the day, I'm doing stuff, but I literally have now set an hour and a half for myself of doing just sheer business, whether it's reaching out, sliding the DMs, follow-ups, whatever the case may be. And that flows into being consistent. Like my consistency game, I pat myself on the back because without it, I mean, you really ain't going nowhere. And that's consistent on yourself, your clients, taking your following your nutrition plan, consistent in life. It don't even have to be Herbalife. It don't even have to be business. Being consistent in life, period. Showing up if you have a job, showing up and being present at that job, just being consistent all the way around. Keeping it simple. Sometimes I tend to overthink things. And yeah, like those of us that know, at the beginning, I overthunk. Yes, I use that word. It's not a word, but we're gonna use it. I'm pulling a Super Mario for y'all. Those of us that went know he made up hella words that weekend. Overthunk the process, and I have money waiting for me, just like for no reason. It was that simple. I had no idea it was that simple. And talk about being branded. Like my pajamas be branded. It's crazy. And then, like I said, it falls into line with being more focused and being more in tune with the calls, whether it be team calls or sideline calls. And then that was, let me see, I feel like I forgot one more thing. Oh, yes. I'm not shy. Those of y'all that know me, I'm not shy. I will talk to anybody, say something to anybody, and not really care. For me, I don't know how getting more uncomfortable that I could possibly get, but I did. I found myself doing things that I was like, that was a little uncomfortable, but it worked. I got clients out of it. I got 2 distributors out of it. So just getting uncomfortable. We hear it all the time. And sometimes you may think like, oh yeah, I'm there. I don't have fears, or I'm comfortable with doing that. Yeah, take it up a notch and see how uncomfortable that really makes you feel. Get out of your comfort zone. And the feeling afterwards is like a little adrenaline rush. And it's like, it'll make you want to do it more. So for me, for lack of better terms, and just to sum it up for me, and it may sound extremely cliche, but from 2017 to 2018 for Maritza was consistency. And that's the bottom line. Handing it back over.
Love it. So before she even said the word consistency, I had written that down real big, because a lot of what she was saying was like, yeah, I do my shakes every day. I work out every day. Like, you can expect the shake dance every day, every day, every day, every day. That's what consistency is. And when she said that she had done a 90-day plan, it wasn't a surprise because of how consistent she was with what she was saying. So I love that part of what you said. Another thing, back to back, we heard went to an event. For Jerry, it was Cancun. For Mari, it was Extravaganza. It's one of those big events you've got to get your butt to. So whether it's you qualifying to get to something, or it's you getting to Extravaganza, whether it's LDW, JKO, I don't care what it is. We still have time in January for you to get to an event. If you haven't been to JKO yet, it's time. That's what kicks 2019 off right there. So the big events. I know if you guys have been on these calls for years and years and years, Madi's been a part of it for 5 years. I think Jerry, it's almost close to 6 now. We take notes all the time. We get temporarily inspired all the time. You guys, we don't get paid off of our note taking. We get paid off of our action. So I love that she included that, because I'm one of those people too that will write everything down. We have a lot of those people on the team. It's like, let's get to work in 2019. So thank you for that, Madi. That was awesome. Last but not least, this woman has been around, and now that I am a mother, I don't know how she does it with 2. Like, let alone now they're 4. Like, where does the time go? It just blows me away that she gets everything done that she possibly does, because I can't imagine, like, being a mom is full-time job. Like, today, this child, clingy to the maximum, teething, he's pooped 5 times. Like, I don't know where this stuff happens. And with 2 of them, it's like times 2. So big props to Miss Sabette. I'm going to pass it over to you. Please share with us your transition from 2017 to 2018. We'd love to hear it.
I thought you were unmuting me. Okay, hey y'all. Happy Monday. Happy 2019. So, whew, Jesus. Okay, so for me, and I didn't write anything down. You guys know I just wanted to genuinely share what I believe was my shift from 2017 and 2018. 2017 personally, with both years were really, really hard years for me. With the with me exiting my relationship and doing what I felt was best for myself and my children at the time, I had to make a lot of sacrifices that I didn't see coming. And so with 2017, I really just worked my business as best as I can. I've always been in the business. I've always been in Herbalife. I'm always going to show up, but sometimes I'm not always present. And for me, for a lot of you guys don't really know me like that, but for those of you who have been around for a while, you guys understand how, like, I have a really big ego, and I got that from, you know, how I was raised. And really, when it comes, I don't know if anybody's mom or the matriarchs in your family, for if you're a woman or whomever, where they have told you, you know, never let them see you sweat or never let them see you cry and stuff like that. So for me, I used to have everything has to be together. Everything was fine. Everything, I'm gonna figure it out. Everything is fine, right? And as a young Black woman, like, that is just the motto every single day. Like, no, I don't need help from anybody. This is what's going on. But 2017, I realized that, or I think at the end of 2017, I realized that I was just existing instead of living, and as well as in my business. I was just there. Like, I have been the head of hospitality for the LA region for almost 2 years now. And though I show up, and, you know, it's so easy when you contribute to events every month to get caught up in that role, and not saying that you shouldn't, but also you get taken away from the event. And it wasn't until I was asked to do actually Sacramento's product section, where I realized, like, my head hasn't even been in the game like that. So that was kind of a shift for me, and me doing that and saying yes to that opportunity to get back on stage, which I hadn't been in almost 3 years. I don't know. It just made me feel different. It just made me feel like a coach again. I felt like I had just been a distributor and I wasn't really being a health coach. I kept getting people, and, you know, I know how to retain those people, but my follow-up wasn't the best. Like, it fell back off. And for those of you who have known me since almost 6 years ago, you know, my follow-up game used to be stupid. I had a big green binder that I still have. And, you know, like, follow-up game was popping, which is why I was doing over 10K personal volume points every month, right? But I'm like, why have I been living so averagely? Like, why have I been just barely doing 2,500 or just doing 2,500? Like, why am I being average? Like, it was a conversation, like, why have I not, you know, just why haven't I been stepping outside of the box? You know what I mean? So when I was asked to do the STS to Sacramento, then that followed with leadership in Los Angeles saying, hey, Sacramento's right. We haven't seen you on stage lately. You are a leader in our organization. We want you to be back on stage. So that led to me being on stage three months in a row last year. And it really, like, when you're put in a position to get really uncomfortable, it does something to you. And just like Madi was saying, like, as far as getting uncomfortable and, you know, like, just getting outside of your comfort zone. I mean, they asked me to do products by myself in Los Angeles. And I said, are you guys sure? Because you know me, I'm going to be myself. I'm not going to be anybody else but myself. And that, you know, you may hear a couple of you feel me's and everything like that on stage. So are you sure? And what I didn't realize was I had been playing really small, because when I got off of stage, which was that third month, when I got off of stage from doing a whole section by myself, I had so many people come up to me and thank me for being me. And thank you for being yourself on stage, because we don't get that. You know what I mean? Like, we have a lot of people who go on stage and they turn into just this Herbalife, whatever, like, however you want to call it, that person, you know, where they're not themselves. They're just up there trying to be what everybody thinks they want them to be. And just, it's fake, you know? And so after that, and after those 3 months of being on stage, I realized I haven't been true to myself. Whereas I hadn't been being myself authentically more often. And that really, my intention of going on stage was, I'm going to be my entire self, because I want to inspire other people to be themselves wholeheartedly without judgment, because that's how you're going to grow in this business. So for me, last year, you know, amongst that being on stage and stuff like that. And I'm not saying you have to be on stage to do any of these things, but for me, that's what happened. And also, I was going through a very traumatic experience where I was fighting for custody of my children, just being transparent. So I was going through that, and I realized, hey, it doesn't matter what team members don't mess with you. It doesn't matter what team members are not, cool with you right now for whatever reason. It doesn't matter who you want to win so bad that you're putting so much energy into these people and they don't give a flying fuck about where they are in the business. At the end of the day, I'm the only person that's gonna get me to the next level. I'm the only person that's going to help, that's going to elevate myself in order for me to attract new people so that we can all grow together. I can't get caught up on the this person and that person and the he's and the she's that aren't really messing with you right now for whatever reason. Because what I had to understand is, and what I try to get people to understand is, a lot of the times the things that people say or how they feel about you has nothing to do with you, has everything to do with themselves. And I can't take that on. I have way too much going on with myself in my business, in my family, where I have to literally fight for my children. I have to literally fight to be somebody's mom for no reason. And it was a really unfortunate situation, but at the same time, it did open up my eyes that I said, I haven't been working. I really haven't been working. I've been sitting here doing the bare minimum and just being Sebet, right? And when you are put on a pedestal at one point in the business, it's hard to get off of that pedestal because people are going to look up to you all the time, and I'm so grateful for it. But I had to get real with myself and understand that I'm not doing the shit I need to do to build my business. You know what I mean? So I decided to tear down all the mental blocks and stuff like that I had, and just start to rebuild myself. I got back on personal development. I got back and really working on my results. By doing that, I started to attract people, new distributors, new preferred members. I don't even know what my numbers were last year, but I had a lot of freaking preferred members last year. And not only that, my new distributors who came along, my intention has really been to build locally. And I have 2 new distributors who are local. You know what I mean? And so I just really had to get real with myself and understand, nobody is going to catapult you to the level you need to be at but yourself. Nobody is responsible for how your business goes but yourself. It's who you are being. Who do you need to become to reach this pin or this level or whatnot? I've been at Global Expansion Team for 4 years now. The girls were just born and we went into our first cut of Global Expansion Team. So what am I not doing, or what am I doing to have me stay here? Why is Global Expansion Team my school, right? And so once I was able to let go that I am not in control of what other people do or what they don't do, only thing I can do is lead by example. I had to start leading by example. I started dedicating myself to start doing 5K again. I started dedicating myself to with the mindset that I've been saying for years, that as a supervisor, 2,500 is your zero. Until you hit 2,501, you are at negative 2,500. That's your zero. You know what I mean? And so I had to really get real with myself and understand all of that. And I just feel like I stepped away from a lot of things, going through the things that I was going through, especially my faith. I mean, going through that, I had to really, really tap back into my faith and just have faith that everything was going to be fine. And at the end of the day, it is fine now. You know what I mean? So it's just, when you're in a space, sometimes you don't really realize that you're in the space because it's like a cloud that you have going on. And once you are able to it's like my contacts. Sometimes I go over a month to wear my contacts, right? So my vision gets blurry. So as soon as I put some contact solution in my eyes, it clears up my vision. I thought the room was cloudy. No, my vision wasn't clear, right? So sometimes you have to get really clear on your vision, because things can look real blurry for a long time until you do what you need to do and fix your damn eyes, okay? Hopefully y'all got something from that. But so for my suggestion for anybody who's in a rut, or just, who have had team members who have come and gone, or who are there but aren't really doing anything, my suggestion for you is just to let it go. You can't do nothing about nobody else but yourself. You have to really, really, really work on yourself, and hopefully other people will realize that, oh, I'm mad for no reason. because most of the time they are. Because I have been in that position where I had all this animosity towards certain people, and I realized that it was me. Like, it has nothing to do with what this person did or did not do, because most of the time we don't even know what we have done to other people because they won't tell us. But the only thing we can do is work on ourselves. So I just decided to work on myself. This year I said, listen, I've been wanting to cut my hair for years, okay? And I just felt like I needed to let a lot of things go. And that representation had to do with me cutting and coloring my hair. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to do what I've been wanting to do instead of thinking about who thinks this about what or whatever, or their suggestions. Most of the time, whenever we listen to people, like I listen to people tell me, oh, don't cut your hair, all this stuff for so many years. And when I finally did it and stopped listening to the noise, I said, I should have did this a long time ago. You know what I mean? So for your business and for yourself, people are going to suggest that you don't do certain things that you probably know in your heart that you should do. It may not be your hair or anything like that, but as far as like your personal development, the things that make you happy, you guys, we have to tap into the things that make us happy in order for us to attract the right people. Because if you're attracting people in your business who are not staying, or like right now you don't have staying power because you're not filling up your cup. And you need to be able to fill up your cup so that you can overflow into others. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And I was pouring from an empty cup for a very long time. So that is what happened. I feel like it was just growth and the realization that my bills come in my name. And at the end of the day, I can't blame anybody else for me not making the income that I want to make. If we have a button called Earn Your Worth, and I wasn't earning my worth. So I just suggest that you guys really tap into that and figure out what you need to do to make yourself like full so that you can really earn your worth, whatever that looks like. That's all.
Dang, this call just got like super powerful. I don't know if you guys are feeling these nuggets. Like every time somebody says something, it's like getting smacked around. We're like starting 2019 the right way. That's what we want. So Steph is like shaking her head. I see you over there. So a big part of what Sabette was saying is putting yourself first. You guys, most of us started this business because we put ourselves first. We tried to lose weight. We tried to gain weight. We were doing something for ourselves. So anytime you feel lost inside of what you're doing, take it back to number one, you. What is your health result? What is your personal development result? You heard them back to back say, I got a new result last year. I'm getting new results. I have new personal development results. All of that kind of stuff. And instead of just existing, oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't even know if you realize this, Sabette, but we knew when Sabette was existing inside a business, when, shake your head if you agree with me on this one, when we heard the same training from her back to back on the phone calls. It may have been like every other week or like when she spoke or whatever, but it was like the same exact ET nuggets. We were getting them every single time. And there were things sprinkled in there like throughout and whatnot, but we heard the same exact like heavy hitter points back to back. So she woke up inside of business. She woke up inside of her life. She realized like she was just existing and she decided to live. And now we can call her auntie because she has her hair. Like I just want to call her auntie all the time. Another thing is find something that's going to light you on fire. So for her, it was hitting the stage. It was getting back on stage after she had been gone for a while. And it was that back to back to back. Yes, that was like, hello, I'm not working my business. I'm just showing up. Like it's cool to do a product section, but like, where's my personal business going? Like, it's not going anywhere. Let me get my life together. So whatever that reality check is for you, whether it's looking at your check on when it drops on the 8th of the month or the 10th of the month, whenever yours shows up, it may be that. It's like, hey, my check is taking a hit. I got to do something. Like, I'm not trying to go start another job. Like, this is my other job. I can make extra money now. Like, what do I need to retail? What is your reality check? Figure out what that is. So thank you for that. That was awesome. So we had this amazing phone call. We had an amazing 2018. Like, we had massive growth, but I want to do something that we personally as an organization have never done before. And I'm so excited. I love the surprise aspect of all of this. This was actually Chuck's idea. I had nothing to do with this. Recognition is like, if you know me, I'm working on it. I love you guys. I can love you to death. I can send you presents. I can do all that great stuff. I can surprise you with things. But recognition is like where I'm working on it. All right. So Chuck brought this up, and I think it's a really cool thing to kick off 2019 with. And I'm going to bring it up because I love slideshows. So hopefully my screen share works. Oh, before I do that, I had a couple of key pointers too. So figure out in 2019 where your shift is going to be. You heard three different people say where their 2017 started, how they ended 2018. Like wherever your shift is going to take place, maybe take some of the nuggets you learned tonight and make that shift and commit to it. Create that 90-day plan and that consistency in your life. Imagine, you guys are going to kick yourselves when you see what I have coming up right now. But imagine if you did 1% more inside of your business. Like imagine where that would be. Would you be at the next pin level? Would you have recruited more people? Would you have produced more documented volume? Like think about those things. And then moving into this year, you guys, there are no excuses. Over the last few years, I'm going to be honest, Herbalife has been confusing. The basics stayed the same, use, wear, talk. However, we had 3-day trials drop, and it's like, are we going to do 3-day trials now, or are we going to do full programs? We had documented volume come up, and it was like, what? My volume doesn't count for moving up the marketing plan, and not for my team either. Like we had some crazy things happen, and we went with the shifts, and we just kept growing with it. But now we have a set structure of what we're doing. So figure out what that is for you and what works for you, and commit to it so we can grow in 2019. Okay, that's all I have. All right. So, dun, da, 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 don't read that left side. 2018 Diamond Awards. Whoa! Okay, so we have a few categories, and we have top 3 in each category, except for the last one. I'm going to recognize more people in that last one. So these Diamond Awards are for the people that are rocking and rolling inside their business, that have had massive growth, that have been recruiting, that have been like talking to people, using the product to the maximum. So I'm really excited to move into the first one, which is our top producers. So these are the people that have been putting in a ton of documented volume, not just the total volume, but documented volume this year, you guys. So in third place, dun, 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 Amanda. Woo! Clap it up for Amanda. Amanda's been working her butt off, you guys. She's another person I really wanted to have her talk to you guys tonight, because she's had some mental shifts over this last year, but she's really been committed to her business. I don't know if you've ever felt like out of the loop inside of your business, and you're like, okay, I'm going to commit to this Herbalife thing again. Like, let me figure it out. She was one of those people. So awesome job, Amanda. In second place, we have Jerry Cooper. Woo! Jerry, you guys heard him speak tonight. He's on fire now, and I'm sure he's a Ruby. So if he sees this number, he's like, I'm going to double it this year. He's just that kind of person. So, and then in first place, we have our very own Sabette Morris, 51,824 documented volume points in 2018. That is amazing, you guys. And you heard it. You heard her say it. She's like, you guys, I don't know how many preferred members I have this year. However, you're about to find out. So we're going to move into top distributor sponsor in 2018. Hold on as I cough. Can you bring me some water, please? Thanks. I don't talk this much, you guys, so I'm talking a lot right now. Okay, top distributor sponsor. So in third place, we have Amanda. This is all going to light a fire under Amanda's butt right now. All of her names. Okay. What is this? He's like, drink some of that. Let me start first. Okay. In third place, we have Amanda with 7 distributors. You guys, this is almost one a month. This is amazing. She has been growing in so many ways. And one of the places she's been growing is Recruit Mode. So awesome job, third place. Second place, we have a newbie on the list, Bridget. So Bridget came into this business, you guys, and she just kicked butt. Like, she came in, she was doing a ton of documented volume, hit supervisor really fast, And it was because she was also recruiting along the way. So awesome job, Bridget. Thank you. I didn't want to drink that and over with. And in first place, we have Jerry Cooper with 14 distributors, you guys. So I want you to pay attention to how close these numbers are. We have third place with 7, second place with 8, and then first place with 14. So you guys, 1% better. Where could 1% better take you? You never know. Amanda, one more distributor would have been tied for second place. How amazing would that feel? So awesome job with the recruiting, you guys. The next one we have top preferred member sponsor. I love these numbers. I gotta take a sip. I've been having an itch in my throat for the past week, so bear with me. Okay, top preferred member sponsor. Third place, we have Steph Shepherd. First time we've heard that name, with 20 preferred members in this past year. This is another person that has been like on it. She was like, all right, I'm going to go into 2,500 cuts where like you need to start recruiting. You need to start like getting people signed up. You're doing too much work, like work smarter, not harder. And that became the theme of her life. And she just started going. Preferred member everybody. So awesome job, Steph. Third place. Second place, I know you're kicking yourself right now. I'm going to keep saying it. I know you're kicking yourself, Amanda. 31 preferred members in this past year. So she's been growing in more than one place, as you guys can see. This is the third category she's been a part of. So second place, Amanda. First place, she was wondering what her numbers were. We're all wondering what her numbers were. Sabette with 51 preferred members last year. This is a huge number, you guys. And I know in Sabette's head, she's like, I'm going to double that this year. Like, she's just one of those people that when she knows where she ended up, she knows she can do better. And especially now, is when you find a rhythm, a lot of people found a rhythm at the end of 2018. This momentum is going right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if she's at 51 in the third month of this year. I'm not even kidding. So awesome job with that, Sabette. Last but not least, this is like a new kind of category. We're running a challenge right now where we're going to do biggest weight loss percent. And so we're doing top production increase in the same manner. So we're taking the production from 2017 and then putting it over the number from 2018 and watching the increase over the year. So that's what these percentages identify with. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Represent. Thank you. I couldn't remember the word for whatever reason. Number 3, Jasmine Dawson. I want to see your face. Oh, look at the smile. 71% increase over 2017. That is huge, you guys. These numbers are going to like blow your mind because I didn't even think it was possible to go past 100%, but you're about to find out. All right. In second place, I want to see this face. Let me find it. Okay. Second place, Mark Jefferson with 187% increase. You guys, this is like more than doubling what he did last year or the year before. It's over double. So he didn't just like do more documented volume or anything like that. He was moving up the marketing plan. He sat at supervisor for a little bit. Yep. Sat at supervisor, felt great there, was comfortable there, and decided he wanted more. So this year he actually hit world team, is working on building his team right now so he can hit active world team and beyond. So awesome job, Mark. First place. This number is going to shock you. It's shocking me right now. All right. First place, Mari with 231% increase. What? How do you do that? Well, this is how you do it. You fall off a year. I'm not saying do it, but you fall off a year. You're like, your head's not in the game. And then you come back times 10. Like she was saying, she started showing up for STS like as a new person. You guys, I never saw Mari sit in a chair. Like, sit in a chair and take notes and apply them. It was like something I never seen before, and I've been around for her whole Herbalife career. I would just watch her take notes and then go home and then ask her about the notes 2 weeks later, and she'd be like, what are you talking about? Who was our guest speaker? So awesome job, Madi, with that. And I wanted to bring up our top 9 because every single person that had an increase over this past year, I wanted to acknowledge them. So here are our producers that increased over this past year. You can see your name on the list. You might be looking at somebody that's your accountability partner. What if 1% more? Like, it would show up as a production increase of way more than 1%. But what if you recruited one more person? What if that one person was a person that changed your business forever? You never know what one more could do. So start imagining where you want your business to be in 2019. Because 2019 could be your year to like really explode inside of Herbalife. All right. I'm going to stop share. Did anybody have any like congratulations or anything?
I just want to congratulate everybody. Just even if your name wasn't on any of these lists or plaques, just for showing up, being present, not only in our chat, but in your own personal business, and just to acknowledge yourself for the work that you did over this last year, because a lot of us can get so down in the dumps about what we are or are not doing when we see other team members, who came in around the same time as us, beasting it and get like something clicked for them and they're moving forward. So I just want everybody to acknowledge themselves, whether you're a week in or you are years in. Just acknowledge yourself for just having staying power, because it's so often that I'll come across a group photo of our team over the last couple of years, and it's like the same. There will only be like 4 or 5 people who have remained, for the 6 years that I've been in the business. So I just wanted to acknowledge everybody, not only for showing up on Mondays, but really to encourage you that anything is possible. Like just like Jen was saying, like if you just do 1% more, if you just start, create a mini habit so that you can create a bigger habit. When just if tonight you just really write out your 90-day plan. I understand that 90-day plans are really intimidating, or they can be, but if you just take that feeling out of it, you know what I mean? Like fear and excitement is the same feeling. It's just how you think about it. So whatever you're fearful of or whatever you're scared of, just psych yourself out to say, I'm not scared for this, but I'm excited for this. And I feel like just by doing that, you can catapult yourself and your business 10 times, 10x, right? So I just wanted to acknowledge everybody who's here, those who will watch, and those of you who have just been making it work no matter what. So
yes, I love that. That was an awesome way to end the call. Really want to acknowledge every single person on this phone call, the people that show up. Showing up is the first part. You guys, I know many of us get on these Monday phone calls and it's like, okay, well, that's great for them. No, this can be you too. So just start visualizing that. If you haven't created a vision board yet for 2019, it's time. Because the more you see what you want, the more you can start applying. Yep, there's the bets right there. The more you'll start applying what you need to apply so that you can take your life to the next level. If you can't see it, your mind's not even going to know that it exists. And your mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not. So the more you start seeing that vision board, and you'll start believing that you're stepping into that reality. So
and wait, really quickly, when I tell you guys, in almost 6 years of hearing vision board, this vision board, that, I'll post some things on Instagram, vision, feature, whatever our hashtag is, right? I've never done a vision board. I've never gotten a magazine and took the patience and the time to cut out things that I feel like resonate with me. Listen, you guys, I did this vision board a week and a half ago, and I've already accomplished 2 things that are on it. I've already cut my hair and colored my hair, and I had something that was designer on there that I was like, you know what? I'm going to get myself to the point, and this, I'm just being real and transparent. I'm going to get myself to the point where I can pay for stuff. Because I don't know if y'all will follow Tamika. Tamika Adams is my girl. And listen, she was world team when I was global expansion team. And she is now 15K. And I'm still where I am. And it's not a comparison thing, but something that was said not too long ago at a training I was at was, I think it was Jonathan Weber. And he said, you know, when he was younger, he realized, you know, like, I don't know if you guys experienced this, but as a mother, I have experienced this where your kids may irritate you or think they may do something, but sometimes you go overboard with how you react. And has nothing to do with the children. It has to do with you being frustrated of other things that are going on. And I tell people all the time, you're not depressed. You just don't have no money. And money is really, really like, it can change relationships, and it can really alter your thinking about stuff when you don't have what you need to get what you want, or, you know, or take care of the necessities. So I'm saying all that to say, I had something on there that I was like, this year I'm gonna get something of this brand. And with Tamika, I mean, this girl lives in the mall. She's in the mall every day, and she was at Gucci and this and that and that, and it's great. And I feel like, you know, that's great that you could treat yourself to that. Eventually I will get there. But I was gifted with something that's on my vision board, and that person didn't even know. And I'm just like, wow, if I would have done this 3 years ago, you know what I mean? So it's just, I'm just encouraging you guys, if you have never done a vision board, do a vision board, because I cannot believe that the things that I put on there, and because you see it every day, like put it somewhere you're going to see. I see it every day. I'm reading the words every day, and I'm really embodying the things that I have on there. And I'm like, wow, like, I'm really like, you know, if you can see it, it'll like, if you can see it in your mind, you can have it in your hand, right? If you can feel it in your heart, you can have it in your hand. So I just want to encourage everybody, as like, I don't know, corny as it may sound, please do a vision board, because you have no idea the manifestation that will happen when you do that. So that's all. I'm done. Chuck, close this out.
Hey, I gotta agree. We just did a vision board yesterday. Some of the local leadership got together and created some massive goals and massive vision. And if you haven't done one yet, get with other people and do it, because y'all are bouncing ideas off of each other and ultimately becoming accountability partners. Because when y'all come together and connect on stuff like that, it's like you're allowing yourself to be held accountable by the other people that's around. So it's very powerful when you do it with other people. So I highly recommend, if you haven't done it yet, get with a few more people, have a vision board party. I seen it in the chat. And I promise you, your 2019 will be a lot clearer. It's like Sabette said, you put the contact solution in, and it's like, I can see. Mm-hmm. So, so make sure y'all get that done ASAP. Have one this weekend coming up, because, like I said, it's a powerful tool for your business and just for your overall life. All right, so congratulations, everybody. Thank you all for getting on the call. Prepare for a powerful year. And we'll see y'all in the chats. We'll see y'all on social media. We'll see y'all at the events. Get to your JKO if you haven't done so yet, because it is the most powerful event of the year so far. Get to it. Y'all have a great night. Peace.